come to your mat, feel comfortable. Whether you would like to lie down or sit up tall is totally up to you. So just give yourself a moment to settle in. And once you settle in, take a big breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. Another big breath in. Exhale it out. One more time. Relax, let go. If you haven't already, close your eyes or soften your gaze out in front of you. Feel the ground underneath your body. And check in. How's your body feeling today? You can scan from the head down to the toes, just taking note of how everything's doing within you. If you find some spots that are a little tight or tender, just be patient, they'll heal. And check in with you. How are you feeling today? Emotionally, mentally? No wrong answer, so just be curious. Checking in. Feel the ground underneath you. Feel the length through the spine. Relax the shoulders. And notice your breath. Notice any sensations that come just with breathing. Maybe the coolness of the air in the nostrils, maybe the rise and fall of the belly. Maybe just a sense of calm that sweeps over you with each deep breath. Let go of the morning, let go of the day. Let go of those things you've already done, and let go of those things that are coming next. Just be here, present. Present with your breath, present with your body. Four more deep breaths. Gently bring that awareness back to your body. Begin to wake things up. Just start with the fingers. Start to wiggle them. Spread them out and squish them in. Wiggle just a little bit more. Circle the wrists. Wake them up. Repeat in the opposite direction. Relax your hands down. If you're in an upright position, you can slide your feet out in front of you. If you're down on the ground, just stay there and wiggle your toes to wake them up. Circle your ankles. Repeat in the opposite direction. If you are on the ground at this point, I'll have you come to an upright position. If you're already sitting up, that's fine. You can cross your legs again or just get comfortable. From there, we're going to take the shoulders up toward the ears and roll them back. Big circles. Big opening of the chest, waking things up. Roll your shoulders forward, big circles. And we'll go back 3 more times, just opening the chest a touch more. You can relax the shoulders, take your gaze up toward the sky, and then look down toward the ground. Move with your breath. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Keep on moving. Check in with your spine. If you're kind of slumped down at this point, lengthen up again. Maybe just a gentle pull in with the belly. One more time. Inhaling up. Exhaling, looking down. This time, leave your chin down at your chest, just stretching the back of the neck. And take the chin from shoulder to shoulder. Gentle side sweeping motion here, just waking things up, letting go of tension. As you feel ready, we'll do full circles of the head, incorporating the breath again. Exhaling as you take the chin from shoulder to shoulder, inhaling the chin up and over. Repeat in the opposite direction. Keep moving with your breath. One more circle. And from there, come back to center. We'll clasp the fingers in front of the body. Push your palms away from you, trying to straighten those arms if possible. Then from there, lift your hands up into the air, nice length through the spine. Oh, good shoulder stretch here. And you can release those hands down to the ground. We'll take the right hand to the mat. We'll take the left hand up and over, stretching through the side body. One more breath, reaching just a little bit more. Then come all the way up and over to the other side. Left hand down, right reaches. Maybe a gentle bend in the left arm if you want to go a little deeper there. One more breath, reaching. Next breath in, both hands up into the air, lifting through the sternum. Then flutter those hands down to the ground out in front of you. Maybe walk the hands out just a touch more if you have that available, and then soften through the spine. Stretching through the shoulders here, a little into the back, a little into the hips. Next breath in, lengthen back up through your back, and exhale, come all the way up. Okay, we're going to take those legs out today. Getting some stretching in the inner thigh. So we'll sit up tall on the sits bones. Flex your feet up toward the sky, keeping those legs nice and active. Very good. From there, the hands will go out in front. Okay, sit up tall, flat back as you walk yourself forward. If you're pretty tight, you don't have to go very far. When you've gone as far as you comfortably or slightly uncomfortably can, then bend through the elbows if possible. Melt through the spine. Breathe. One more breath here. Okay, next breath in, lengthen up through your back. Again, exhale, come all the way up. Now we're going to turn toward the right leg. So sit up tall first, turn toward that leg. You can frame that leg with your hands. And again, sitting up tall, flat back, walk yourself out over that right leg until you can't go further. When you're ready, you can relax through the back. If you'd like to reach out for that foot, if it's available, you can. Otherwise, the hands can continue to frame the leg, or you can even have the hands on the leg. And one thing to check in with here is if your left hip bone's kind of coming off the ground, see if you can push it back down. That might mean you have to come out a little bit. Just getting that form there. Okay, lengthen up through the spine, walk yourself all the way up, And then we'll go to the other side. So lifting up tall first, then twisting, framing that leg with your hands. And with a flat back, walk forward till you just can't go any further. And then again, soften through. Check in with the right hip bone. If it's coming off the mat, push it back down. And breathe. One more breath. Lengthen up through the spine and come all the way up. You can close those legs. You can shake them out in front of you. And from there, let's go into a little twist. We're going to place the sole of the right foot onto the ground. That left foot will remain out in front, so then flex your foot up toward the ceiling, keeping the leg nice and active. Belly draws in as you sit up tall. Okay, from there you're going to take the left arm and you can wrap it around the right leg, or if you'd prefer to have the elbow just above the knee or even reaching out, that's just fine. And then the right hand will be behind you for support. So you're lengthening up tall through the spine, choosing what you do with that left hand. Nice breath in, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Giving your internal organs a nice little squeeze here. Just kind of squeezing out the old juices, and then as you unwind, it'll bring new, fresh, oxygenated blood into the area, so it's good for digestion, great for the spine. Let's take one more breath. And lengthen up just a little bit more to unwind. Okay, switching sides, right foot's gonna go out, sole of the left foot goes down to the ground, sit up tall on those sits bones again, flex the right foot, and then whatever you did for the arm on the other side, let's do the same thing just to keep it even. So I wrapped it, so I'm gonna wrap on this side. The left hand will be behind to help lengthen up through the spine. And when you're ready, big breath in, exhale, twist. One more breath. As you're ready, inhale in, lengthen up just a touch more, exhale, unwind, and you can relax the legs. And we're going to go to a forward fold from here. So again, we're flexing the feet up toward the sky, sit up tall on those sits bones, and lengthen through the spine. Relax your shoulders. Okay, so walk yourself forward, keeping a flat back. Again, you might not have to go too far, especially if your hamstrings are tight today. So go to that point where you know you're pushing yourself, but you're not causing pain. Once you've gotten there, if you would like to melt through the spine, you're welcome to soften through. If you'd rather stay with the flat back today, that's totally okay. See where your hands can reach. Maybe today it's just mid-shin. Maybe it's to the ankle. Maybe it's to the toes. Maybe you can wrap your hands around your feet. Depends on the day. Depends on what you've been up to. So if you can't reach very far, don't give yourself a hard time. Yoga is about meeting yourself wherever you are today. Not about yesterday, not about your neighbor. Just you today. 2 more breaths. Okay, inhaling to lengthen up through the spine, exhaling to come all the way up. Now we're going to take the hands back behind the body, roll the shoulders back. It's like you have a little string in your sternum here and someone's lifting it up toward the sky. So open wide, look up toward the sky, and just take a couple breaths with a nice open chest area. Right, and we'll come all the way back up. Next, we'll go to tabletop. Make yourself comfortable, do what you need to do. Hands will be underneath the shoulders. Knees will be hip-width distance apart. Okay, be moving through some cat-cow. So we'll start by dropping the belly down, look forward or up, just stretching through the hips, stretching through the front of the body. And then as you're ready, pull the belly toward the spine, drop the head down around through the shoulders, through the neck, through the back. We'll move with the breath now, inhaling, dropping the belly, looking forward or up. Exhaling, rounding. Moving at your own pace with your breath. Oh, this is so good. This is great to do in the morning after waking up. If you're kind of stiff in the morning, this is a good way to get things moving again. Nice gentle way to do it. If you've sat all day, if you've been in a car, mainly if you have a body, this is good for you. Now, if you're feeling like you'd like to mix it up this afternoon, you are welcome to. You're welcome to sway. You're welcome to circle the hips. You're welcome to do a little flow. Do what feels good. Keep on moving with your breath. Two more breaths with your motion. Very good. We'll meet in tabletop. So from here, draw your belly up toward the spine. We'll extend the right leg back behind. Turn your foot and then place the inner part of the foot down on the ground behind you. It's like just directly behind you, not really out to the side or anything. So just behind. That left hand will come a little closer to your body, and then as you feel steady, open up the right arm toward the sky. If you're looking for a little more fire today, you can turn this into side plank. Right now we're kind of in an amended side plank, so you can take the left leg out to join the right. Making a nice long line. Okay, let's come back down. Back to tabletop. Okay, so again, pulling the belly up toward the spine, extend the left leg back behind, place the inner part of the foot down. Right hand comes closer so you can feel stable to open up. And again, if you want that fire today, plant through that left foot, extend the right foot to join. For side plank. Okay, looking down, we'll come back down. Nicely done. Okay, walk your hands forward. Now we're coming to an amended normal plank. So if you'd like to keep the knees on the ground, make a nice long line from those knees to your head. So you're dropping the torso down to make a line. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the belly. If you would like more today, tuck your toes back behind. Lift your hips and then make that nice long line like a ruler. So there's no tenting like down dog. There's no dropping the belly down. It's just squeezing to make nice long line here. One more breath. And then we'll come down to the belly. If that means you'd like to put your knees down first to protect your back, do so. Or come forward in your body weight and lower down. Nice job. Okay, let's walk those hands out in front as far as they can go. Once you've gotten there, drop your shoulders down your back. Just take a moment, dropping the head down and feel the ground underneath you. Feel the stretch through the back. Okay, looking up toward those hands, you can walk them underneath the shoulders. And from here, we're going to move with the breath, just doing a little bit of cobra. So as you inhale, you'll lift up. Now you can just use your back muscles to lift. If you feel like you'd like to use your hands to come up higher, that's totally fine. Exhale, come down. Just listen to your back. If it's too much, don't push it. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower. Let's do one more. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, lowering. We'll go to child's pose. So push through the hands, come up and all the way over. You can touch the heels toward each other or the soles of the feet toward each other as you sit back. Open your legs nice and wide, especially if your back's kind of tight today. The head can go to the ground, and then you could choose to have the hands out in front or even tucked by your sides. Lift your head, walk your hands over to the right side of the mat, and set the head back down. Stretching through the side body here. Moving to the other side, gently lifting up, walking over to the left side, and set the head back down. Come back to center, 2 more breaths. Separate your hands out shoulder width distance apart. Look up toward those hands. Come back to tabletop. And we'll go to downward facing dog from here. So we'll tuck the toes back behind. Push through the hands, lift the hips up. Push the hips back. If you'd like to pedal those feet, pedal them out. Add some extra motion if you'd like to. Okay, let's look up toward the hands. Walk your feet up to forward fold. Okay, once you get there, shake your head no. Nod your head yes. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. Drawing that energy inward, grounding in. Next breath in, come halfway up, flat back. Hands can reach for the floor or for your shins. Exhale, back down. And inhale, sweep the hands out and up. Come up to standing. Touch the palms at the top, little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. And release. Okay, so we'll get into our moon salute now. So it's just starting in the middle of your mat. Feet are about hip width distance apart. From there, hands reach out and up. Grab onto the right wrist. Take yourself over to the left side. Stretching through your side body. You might sway the hip out just a little bit. You could look up if that feels okay, or just out in front. And we'll come back to center. Grab onto the left wrist. Take yourself to the right side. Nice full body side stretch here. Come back to center. And we'll step the feet out. The arms go out wide for 5-pointed star. So instead of just standing here, it's like you're pushing energy through the fingers, through the feet. Thighs draw together, belly draws in, shoulders relax down the body. It's a strong pose. And we'll move to another strong pose, fierce pose. So track your knees over your toes as you bend the legs. Bend at the elbows. Spread your fingers. Belly is still drawing in. Maybe you can go a little deeper if your legs are into it. Nice. So fierce. Okay, straighten back up again. 5-pointed star. Take the right toes, point them forward. Left foot turns to be parallel to the back of the mat. So if you needed to switch your feet so that you're on the mat, totally fine. The right foot will be forward. Okay, look over those right fingertips. Now reach forward with the right arm, back with the left hip. Both legs are straight as you reach, 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 reach. Then take your hand to the right shin, maybe the right ankle, or maybe to the floor. Left arm is up into the air. Now in this pose, our hands tend to be rotated back in a really awkward position, so just rotate your palm to face forward. Should feel a little bit more natural. The gaze can be down to the ground or up to where the ceiling and the wall meet, or somewhere in between. That's up to you and your neck. Let's take one more breath in our triangle pose. Squeeze the belly gently as you come all the way back up. And then from here, we're going to bend the front leg. Keep the knee over the ankle. If you need to, you can always separate the feet just a little bit wider. Okay, we're in our Warrior Two pose. From Warrior Two, we're going to go to a side angle stretch. So we'll place the forearm to the thigh, and then this left arm is going to reach over the ear. If this doesn't feel right for your shoulders today, though, you can just drape the left arm on your side, or you could even tuck the arm back behind you and just lift your chest toward the sky. So choose what's best for you. Take your gaze and look down. You're going to bring your hands to the ground, turning the back toe forward. Place the back knee down and then relax your back toe. Okay, come up when you feel steady. If you need to do a little cushioning of the left knee, you can always tuck the mat underneath that knee for a little extra support. And then as you come up, square your hips to the top of the mat. Maybe scoot your right toes forward just a little bit more, because then we're going to sink down between the legs, trying to keep the ankle over, the knee over the ankle, that is. All right, and then we'll scoop the arms up into the air. Lift up, and if you can, if it feels okay for your back, maybe arch back a little bit. This is a little crescent moon lunge here. This is good for tight hip flexors. Strengthens the legs. If you're drawing the elbows toward each other, it's going to strengthen the inner arm a little bit here too. One more breath. Great. Look down. Hands can drift down to the ground. Now we're going to shift the body weight back to straighten the front leg. Okay, so from there, try to draw your right hip crease back. If you would like to, you could straighten the right toes. That's going to make it a little more intense. Really good stretch for the legs here. Especially if you've been doing some hiking. It's a good stretch for the hamstrings, the calf. Okay, let's release the toes back down if they were flexed up. You can bend the front leg. Then we're going to tuck the back toe, lift that back knee off the ground, and then just hop forward a little bit so you can straighten the front leg again. So some more stretching for that leg, for that hamstring. Draw the right hip crease back again. If you want to, just like on the ground, you can lift the right toes, straightening and stretching just a little bit more intensely. And from there, floater those toes back down to the ground. Straighten through the spine. Hands come to your hip crease. Belly draws in to support your back and come all the way up. Woo, good job. Turn to center. All right, from here, we'll be stretching through the back and the legs some more in our wide-legged forward fold. So the toes will be pointed toward the corners of the mat. Hands to the hip crease still. Nice lift through the spine, through the thighs, and then with a flat back, come forward, 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 until you just can't go forward any further. Once you hit that spot, that's when you can relax. You can soften through the spine. You can choose your arms. Maybe today you have your hands to the center. Maybe today you spread your feet out wide enough you can get your forearms to the ground. I think if you get them even wider, you can get your head to the ground. So those are just some options. There's no pressure to do anything. Just breathe and stretch. 2 more breaths. Walk your hands to the right leg. Wherever those hands want to reach. Maybe it's the shin, maybe it's the ankle. Just stretching through the leg. We'll go through center over to the left leg. Release, go back to center, one more breath. Inhaling, lengthen through the spine, coming part way up, belly draws in, exhaling, hands come to the hip crease, and then if you need to, you can bend the legs, come all the way back up, step those feet together, and again, we'll repeat, hands reach out and up, grab onto the right wrist, take yourself to the left side, stretching through the side body. Good, going just a touch faster, coming through center, grab on to the left wrist, take yourself to the right. Good, come back to center. This time we're going to have the hands come to our invisible back pockets, roll your shoulders back, elbows draw toward each other, lift up tall through the spine first, and then begin to look toward the sky, just a little back bend here. We do a lot to hunch forward throughout the day, so it's good to be doing these chest openers, these little back bends. Squeeze the belly as you come all the way back up, and then the hands will reach out. We'll take the feet out wide, 5-pointed star. Again, energy through the head, through the fingers, through the feet. Strong stars. If you feel like being a shooting star today, you can bend the legs and shoot. And you can shoot. And we'll come back to center. It's fun to play. All right, so left toes turn. We're gonna, well, no. Let's not skip fierce pose. Let's bend the knees. Bend the elbows. Belly draws in. Good work for the quads here. Maybe go a little deeper. Squeeze your belly, protect your back. In this pose, it's so easy to sway the back out and just like let the belly pooch. So we're gonna just try to tilt the hips underneath a little bit. Making the legs work, not the back. One more breath. And from there, we'll lift up to 5-pointed star. Left toes point toward the front of the mat or the back of your mat, whichever. Right foot is going to be parallel to the back side of your mat now. Okay, look over those left fingertips and then reach, 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 reach. Both legs are straight, and take your hand down. Right arm is up into the air. Good. Triangle pose. One more breath. Squeeze the belly, come all the way back up, arms to the teeth, bend your left leg. Okay, you might need to space out the toes just a little bit, or the feet just a little wider if you need to keep the knee over the ankle. Warrior 2. From there, place the forearm to the thigh. Right arm will reach up and over. Side angle stretch. Again, if this bothers you, you can have your hand down or tucked behind. The same thing for when we're in triangle pose. When that arm is straight up, you can also amend the arm. Yoga is very adaptable. All right, let's look to the ground. Hands go to the ground. Turn your back toes forward. Place your knee down and relax your back toes. As you feel steady, we'll come up. I'm patting my knee because this knee doesn't like the feeling of the floor. So coming up when you feel ready. Maybe giving yourself a little more space. And then sink down to a crescent moon lunge. Arms sweep up. Elbows draw toward each other like there's little magnets between them. This is a back bend, my friends. So if you want it to be more bendy, if your back's cool with that, lift up. And then just kind of follow your hands backwards. If you feel like your back's like, actually no, then just come back. It's all okay. Look down to the ground, hands drift to the ground. Now we're going to shift the body weight back, straightening the left leg. Okay, so from there, you could lift the left toes. Getting a good stretch through the calf here. Draw your left hip crease back. It's gonna make it a little more intense as well. Nice deep breaths, even if it's super intense. Keep breathing. Those front toes can relax down. You can bend the front leg. Now tuck your back toes, lift that back knee off the ground, and then kind of hop forward enough. You can straighten both legs. Okay, so it's the same stretch, it's just we're standing now. Draw the left hip crease back again. You could lift the left toes again. Relax those left toes. Straighten through the spine, coming part way up. Belly draws up. Hands come to the hip crease and you can come all the way back up. Turn to the center. Okay. So this is where we do our deeper squat. Usually I have blocks for you, but since I am not in each and every one of your homes with props, if you want to sit on a box or something, you're welcome to do that. Or just go as deep as your body is okay with. So for some of us that have tight hips, you might just be coming to like a fierce pose and you can have your hands to your thighs for a little support. Okay, so let's have the feet just outside of hip width distance apart. So it's not as wide as when we did wide-legged forward fold. All right, we're gonna track the knees over the toes. So that means those knees don't bend in, they're bending over the feet. As you lower down. Good. Coming down like a frog, ready to hop. And then you can use your elbows to push those knees out over the toes. Hands can come to heart center. So like I said, if you're ultra tight in your hips, maybe you're just like this, totally okay, but don't let yourself crunch down. Lift up tall through the spine. Okay, same for those of you that might be down low. It's easy to crumple in here, so lift. Look out in front of you. Just like feel the drawing of the hips down toward the ground, the lifting of the spine up. This is good for your back. This is good for tight hips. I know it's intense. Keep breathing. 2 more breaths. Beautiful job. Hands can go to the ground and you can lift those hips up. And this is where we'll just roll up through the spine. Go nice and slow. Draw the belly in as you do this to protect your back. The head will come up last. And you made it. You're up to standing. Step those feet back together. One more time. We're going to do our side stretch. Arms reach out and up. Grab onto the right wrist. Take yourself to the left. Lovely standing crescent moon here. Maybe if you want to, you can twist a little bit, looking up toward the sky. And we'll come back to untwisted, coming to the center. Grab onto the left wrist, take yourself over to the left. Nope, to the right, excuse me. And then if you'd like to, you could twist it up a little bit this time. Untwist yourself, come back to center, reaching as tall as you can, and then hands come to heart center. All right, good job. We have saluted that strawberry moon. Hopefully some of you saw it, but who knows with our rain that we've been having. Okay, so we are running lower on time. I'm going to skip the balance, but if you want to balance, you can do it at home. Of course, let's come on down. Opening up the hips just a touch more so the soles of the feet come together for bound angle. Sitting up nice and tall on the sits bones. Hands go to the toes. If that's too far away, hands can go to the shins. Shoulders relax. And with the breath in, lengthen tall. Exhale, pull yourself forward. Again, only going as far as you can with that flat back. If you would like to melt through the spine at this point, you're welcome to soften down. If you'd rather keep the flat back today, you can keep your flat back. Three more breaths. Okay, next breath in, lengthen up through the spine, and exhale, relax. You can close the legs, you can shake them out. And we'll come onto our backs. So we're going to do our little chest opener while we're down on the back. So if you have something that you would like to put between the legs, you're welcome to grab like a pillow or a sweater or something, and that'll just help keep the hips stacked evenly. If you don't have anything, there's no pressure. So we're going to turn onto our left sides, whether you have something in between the thighs or not. That left hand is going to go, the arm will be nice and long. The right hand will be on top. Okay, and then the head can rest down. If it's like, wow, this is weird on my neck, you can always put a pillow underneath your neck for support. Okay, so from here, we'll be taking those right fingertips and pulling them up the left palm, up the left forearm, upper arm, and then kind of grazing the armpit across the chest as you open up. No, I'm not going to have enough space. Okay, opening up until the right hand can unfurl down to the ground. So this means that your right shoulder is going to come to the ground. Now, if that's not very comfortable for you, you can amend it any way you need to. And then from there, the goal is to keep these right fingertips touching the ground as long as you can as you circle the hand up and over. So we'll be trying to keep that connection. If you're super tight, no pressure to keep it connected the whole time. So you're going to take the hand up and over. It's like you're drawing a rainbow over your head. Coming up and over until you realize that at some point you are going to have to come back to your side as you touch the palms back together. And then continue. So this is a nice gentle twist. It's also great for opening up tight chest muscles. For getting the shoulder a nice range of motion. And it's another chance to check in with your body. So keep moving, and I encourage you to go slowly. If you find some tight spots as you're pulling across and going up and over, if you find somewhere tight, like breathe into it. Stay there for a bit. Don't rush through. Good. Keep on breathing. Keep on moving. And if this is way too intense on the floor, you can always do this at a wall. And you take the wall, and it's like you do a little clock kind of motion. So a similar thing. And that can be really intense too. Okay, let's do one more time on this side. Taking your time, no rush. As you finish this side, you can come onto your back. You can just take a moment to feel what you feel. And then we'll switch to the other side. So turning to the right side now. I'm just going to flip around so you can still see me. Okay, so now you're on your right side. The right arm is out long. The left hand, alligator chops down. Both palms touching each other. Support yourself any way you need to. Maybe something under the head, something under the knees. And when you're ready, same process here. Dragging those left fingertips up the right palm, the right forearm, the right upper arm, across the body as you open your chest toward the sky, as you take the left shoulder to the ground. That left arm is going to be all the way out, nice and straight onto the ground. I don't have enough room to show you that. And then from there, keep your left fingertips touching the ground as long as you can as you make that rainbow up and over your head. Searching for tight spaces. If you find tight spaces, stay there and breathe. And then eventually you'll close, placing the palms together and then beginning again. Take your time. See what you can discover about this side. Maybe it's completely different than the other side. 2 more at your own pace. Go slow. Work through it. As you finish, you can come to the back and feel what you feel. Okay. So from there, we're going to take the arms back out to our sides and just drop both legs over to the right side. One more little twist here. You can turn your gaze to the left palm if you'd like to. Squeeze the belly. We'll bring the legs through the center and take them over to the left side. Gaze turns to the right. Bring the belly back to center. Draw both knees up into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Rock from side to side. Give yourself a little back massage. And then we'll go to happy baby from there. So both feet reach up into the air, bend enough you can grab onto either your shins, your ankles, or onto the soles of the feet. And then from there you get to choose. You can rock from side to side. You can straighten a leg and then the other one. You can touch the soles of the feet together. You can hold still, whatever you prefer. Okay, as you finish with happy baby, it is time to get comfortable for our final position of class today for Savasana. So, you might grab something to feel warm with. You might grab a pillow for your head or under your knees. You might grab a drink of water, whatever you might need. So you can be comfortable for about 6 minutes. A little bit shorter. Okay, so as you grab all those things you may or may not need for being ultra comfortable, come down to your mat. If your back's bothering you today, having something under your knees is really helpful. You can take some pressure off the back. If your back's feeling fine, just let those legs go long, and arms can be by your sides. Give yourself a slight tuck of the chin as you align the skull and the spine. And as you feel settled, take a big breath in. Exhale it out and melt onto the ground. A moment to feel what you feel. Checking in with the body, seeing how it feels physically. Maybe things are feeling a little looser. Maybe you notice a certain area of the body. Or maybe just a general feeling. And check in with you. How are you feeling emotionally and mentally? Perhaps some things have changed from the beginning of practice to the end, perhaps not, but no need for judgment. Soften your face, soften your jaw, relax the neck and shoulders. Let your arms grow heavy as they soften toward the ground. Relax your hands and all the fingers. Let your skull and your spine sink down onto the mat and let go of tension from the chest and the back. Soften the belly. Let the hips grow heavy. Let the legs grow heavy. Relax the ankles and feet and all 10 toes. And again, let go of the day. Let go of things that have happened and things that are coming next. And just enjoy a little bit of stillness in this present moment. Know that right now there's nothing more you need to do than just breathe and just relax. Gently bring your awareness back to your body. Take a big breath in and let it all go. Begin to move your toes, your fingers, and circle the ankles and wrists. And repeat in the opposite direction. Turn the head from side to side. The head comes back to the middle, arms extend up overhead, legs long, nice big full body stretch. And melt onto the ground. Turn to your side, hold yourself there for a moment. And while you're on your side, take a moment to thank yourself for doing yoga today, taking care of you. And thank your body for doing what you asked it to do during practice and for what it will do for you for the rest of the day. If you'd like to set your intention for the day, you're welcome to do that. This is a good time to do that. To do so. Something positive that you would like to see. Maybe today is just no social media. Maybe today is just enjoy the rain or whatever weather you might have. Or maybe it's just give yourself a break. Whatever it is, repeat it in your head 3 times. As you feel ready, we'll come up to seated. The hands will come up to heart center. Shoulders relax. Neck relaxes. Take a big breath in. Send yourself love. Exhale out a little love to the world. The light within me honors the light within each of you. Namaste.